Pietermaritzburg is expected to shortly hear former President Jacob Zuma's urgent application for stay of his arrest, pending his application in the Constitutional Court next week. This comes as he finalizes an application for the Constitutional Court to rescind his 15-month jail term for contempt of court. Last week, Justice Sisi Kampepe ordered that Zuma had until Sunday to hand himself over to the police, failing which Police Minister Bekele and National Police Commissioner General Nkandla had until tomorrow to arrest him. In a media briefing at the weekend, the embattled former president argued that it was his right to choose not to appear before Justice Raymond Zondo at the Commission of Inquiry into allegations of state capture. Zuma reiterated his view that Zondo was biased against him. Let's go now to SABC News senior political reporter Samkele Maseko, who's outside court. Very good afternoon to you, Samkele. Tell us what you're seeing.
Well, at this point in time, Nzinga, as I step out of shot, you'll see that there were police officers with rubber bullets here. My colleague Kwazi is going to just come closer just to show you that these police officers had come out here as ANC members had gathered outside the Pietermaritzburg High Court, mainly from the eThekwini region, chanting songs pro former President Jacob Zuma and songs that were essentially anti the incumbent leadership of the ANC. The police then came, public order policing, to try and disperse an illegal political gathering. They were saying to the organizers of this particular event that they are not sanctioned to be here as they are breaking the law. They were saying that they're here in their individual capacities and cheer to show support to the president and came as an individual, and that were not here as a group. As you can see, that they came armed with rubber bullets in order to try and disperse the crowd, particularly after the National Executive Committee meeting and the Police Minister Bekele saying that they applaud public order policing in the manner in which they handled themselves in Nkandla, the home of former President Jacob Zuma, where the governing party's highest decision-making body said they're going to bring to book all of the organizers of that illegal political gathering outside the former president's home. We also do know that the court proceedings are going to begin any point from now, where the former president is essentially trying to block his incarceration by an urgent application to essentially stay his incarceration by the Minister of Police Bekele and the Police Commissioner Nkandla in a bid to try and stay out of prison due to ill health. We know that is being opposed by the Helen Suzman Foundation, the AfriForum, and as well as the State Capture Commission of Inquiry. The Minister and the President have opted to stay out of those particular proceedings.
Samkele, what can we expect for the rest of the day outside where you are?
Since political gatherings are prohibited in this lockdown level 4, we do know that those who are supporting the former president will try as time to time goes on to try and converge here. They will come back, but public order policing will continuously monitor the situation here outside court. We do know that there are our colleagues, Simphiwe, Makhanya is outside Nkandla as we speak, the home of the former president. Should the Pietermaritzburg High Court make its determination, we do know that the Helen Suzman Foundation, AfriForum, and the State Capture Commission of Inquiry are essentially saying that those applications brought by the former president to this High Court does not have the necessary jurisdiction to deal with this particular matter. Earlier on, speaking to Mr. Jeshe, who's one of the president's supporters here in KwaZulu-Natal, he said that the government is applying apartheid-style tactics in dealing with them by prohibiting them from gathering as political formations and criticizing the government of President Ramaphosa, just like former President Jacob Zuma did over the weekend by saying that the Secretary General of the ANC, who suspended Ace Magashule, has been prohibited from addressing any political party gatherings of the governing party.
Samkele Maseko, thanks so much for that update and giving us a 360 view of what's happening outside there. Let's go now to my colleague Simphiwe Makhanya, who's outside in Nkandla. Very good afternoon to you, Simphiwe. Take us through what's happening where you are.
Well, good morning to you and good morning to the viewers at home as well. The situation outside former President Jacob Zuma's home this morning is very calm compared to what we saw, obviously, in the past few days. What you can see in your visuals are just a few members of the MKMVA who have been camping outside former President Jacob Zuma's home since February this year. But I know that the attention now is going to be at the Pietermaritzburg High Court, where the former president is actually, anticipating to hear what that court will say in relation to that stay of arrest application. Since we arrived this morning, we have seen quite a few police vans patrolling this area where we are, and also there is a roadblock just as you enter this road which leads to President Jacob Zuma's home. It's about 10 kilometers or so away from former President Jacob Zuma's home. There are police that are stationed there conducting roadblocks and searching each and every vehicle that enters, especially this route where we are. At the moment, the situation is relatively calm. There have been no supporters spotted since the early hours or since this morning, if I may say.
Simphiwe, when we speak about MKMVA, there has been some debate on whether people can be called that, whether the organization is disbanded, whether members of the ANC in the briefing today, as well as on the SABC platform, has said this is not the MKMVA of the African National Congress. Talk today that it's going to be disbanded. Give us some more insight into that.
Certainly, I was following those developments, especially the media briefing that was just held a short while ago by the Deputy Secretary of the ANC, Jesse Duarte. Basically, they still regard themselves as members of the MKMVA at the moment. When you speak to them, they call each other commanders, giving an indication that they still regard themselves as members of the MKMVA as things stand.
All right, Simphiwe, thanks so much for that update. My colleague Simphiwe Makhanya outside Nkandla there following proceedings. Let's go now to those court proceedings.